Okay, so I am in RStudio. This is probably my second or third time using it. And the last time I recorded live was my first time using RStudio, which was about a month ago. I have that video up to try to make some initial graphs. So I'm back a month later. I need to make more graphs and do some more data analysis for my Python tutor project. And I already spent a lot of time cleaning and wrangling the data into a few CSV files. And I'm going to import them into R, and hopefully they're clean enough that we can do some analysis. And if not, I'll make a note to do more cleaning later. But most of my time was spent doing the cleaning and wrangling. So I want to give a brief overview of what the data is about. So this is my Python tutor site. Let me bring it on screen. Okay, so here what you can do is you can write code and visualize it. So you can say, x equals 1, 2, 3, y equals x. So you can do this visualization, but what you can also do is ask for help. So there's get live help button. There's a help queue here. Someone from Pakistan is here. There's actually 2 people chatting right now. But if I hit get live help, it will put me on a help queue. So I'm from Del Mar, California. That's where I'm in right now. And it says I'm here. So if I am opening Python Tutor as anybody else, so this is, pretend like this is someone around across the world, they can see that I am asking for help. So the people from Pakistan still here. Here is me from Del Mar. So if this person wants to help me, they can click this button and join my session. And now we're in a synchronized session. Notice how you can see the mouse cursors. You can see the chat. So test hello, you can see the chat. You can run the code together and generally do stuff together. So let me end the session here. Person left, and then end the session. And now the queue should be back to 1 person. So the basic idea here is that I want to analyze what happens to all of these chat sessions, these help sessions. The other thing I want to mention is there's a private chat. So if I hit start private chat, I can start a private session. That means I am not on the help queue. So when I copy this link, I have to actually give it to someone I know. So if I'm going to message it or email someone I know, only they have this link and only they can join the session. So this is called a private session. It is not on the help queue. And again, it's the same interaction. It's the exact same machinery, except I'm not on the help queue. So there are 2 kinds of sessions, private and public. So I have a bunch of data logged on my server about all of these sorts of help sessions, and I want to compute some descriptive statistics about them. So I have some old code I already did, but I'm going to do some brand new code. So here's a file, stuff.r. I am going to load in, I think it's called read CSV. So I'm going to load in data. I think it's this. And then the file I want to load is called, what is it called? It's called, not sessions per day, not per session summary. It's RPH analysis. Yeah, this is the one. So RPH, whoops. So this RPH is requests public help. This is an analysis I did in Python offline. I'm going to do control enter. Does that run it? Yes, control enter runs the code in this block. That's awesome. So I don't have to use my REPL. I can just start running from here. Can I minimize this? Not bad. Okay, so I have a data now. I'm going to look at my data frame. I'm going to make this a little bigger. Actually, I'm going to make this pretty big. I don't actually need most of this stuff. I'll need the plots later. Okay, so what is this data frame? This is there's a date, hopefully in some reasonable format. So I'm starting November 1st. I think I had some data before that, but I just want to start from that date. And then it ends about May 4th. Maybe I'll just truncate it at April 30th just to, just as a note, just to make it simpler, but whatever. Let's just go with all of it. There's a language. So Python Tutor is actually for multiple languages. It's not just for Python. If you actually look at the site here, you can actually write code in Java, C++, JavaScript, TypeScript, Ruby as well. So you get a bunch of languages. Move this on the side. And this is the session ID. So this is a unique ID whenever you start a session. This is the user ID of the requester. These aren't super important for this. Okay, so here are the fields that are actually interesting. So one of two things can happen. You can either join a session, like when you request help, either there is a legitimate session where someone has been helping you and actually chatting with you. There's some heuristic I use, something like at least two people must have, I think it's at least two people must have at least 10 chats or 10 code edits or something that's not just a trivial session, someone jumps in and then leaves. So if a session has been found, its name, again, just some ID, is here. Otherwise, it's NA. So basically, if we find all the NAs, those are all the sessions that are not, all the requests that went unfulfilled, right? And the requests that ended up in a successful session have this session name. So again, just once again, recall the request is, I say get live help, I make a request. So this person is in a request right now, and I think they're getting help, right? There's two people chatting. Seconds on queue. Okay, so what do these other ones mean? It's a little out of order. Okay, this has been idle. So this is a Boolean, true, false. So if you have not joined a session, so if you've joined a session, this is NA because it's irrelevant. If you've not joined a session, I want to know both how many seconds you were on the queue before you quit, before you just closed your window and just kind of, rage quit, and also whether you've ever been idle. So idle means that you haven't touched anything, you haven't issued any events, you haven't done any code edits or run any code. It means you're, kind of just sitting, the window's inactive. Again, this is a heuristic. The reason why we want the idle is that sometimes it looks like someone is waiting for a long time. This is a great example. So this person was waiting on the queue for 155 seconds before they quit. So they have no session. They were waiting on the queue. Let's see, 155 divided by 60, about 2 minutes, right? 2.5 minutes they were waiting, and then they quit. This person's waiting for 1100 seconds before they quit. So it looked like they waited for a long time before they quit, which is 18 minutes, which is a fair amount longer. But they've actually been idle. So that means that for a good amount of that time, they might have been idle, for 10 minutes of that time. So we don't really want to count them as waiting for so long because they're idle. So this I want to use for a calculation of, how long do people have to wait before they quit if they're unsuccessful. So these seconds on queue are NA if you have a session. I know this data is kind of wonky because there's actually two kinds of data I'm merging into one table, which is has the request resulted in a session, on a real session where people chatted? And if so, we have some data. And if they have not resulted in a session, we have some other data. So again, not the greatest data format. Okay, so what's next? This is similar. This is seconds until first active joiner. It's a long name. This means if you are in a real session, how many seconds did you have to wait until the first person joined who actually chatted with you? So again, not these people who just jumped in and did nothing. So this person waited for about a minute, 49 seconds. This person waited for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. This person waited longer. Again, these are distributions. So we can get a distribution of how long did you have to wait before someone joined. And again, they're NA if no one joined. These are the number of joiners who are active. Active means that they actually chatted with you, so it must be at least one. And then it's NA otherwise. So, whoa. Right, so this is a weird one because it doesn't seem like there's an active joiner, which I think there was a bug in the data because it should be at least one. But anyways, these are the lurkers. Here's a good example. Lurkers are people who joined, but they didn't chat or do anything. So they're just kind of watching, which is fine. They're like the peanut gallery. And then these final ones are, I think there's 5 of them. Okay. Active joiners currently in queue and past, future, helped in past. So these are the number of people who helped you who are currently themselves on the help queue. So this is, I want to get at the idea of, if someone is waiting on the queue and waiting for help, do they actually help other people? This is if you've been on the queue in the past. So you're not on the queue now, but you've asked for help in the past. This is you will ask for help in the future. So this is interesting. So it's like if you help somebody, do you actually ask for help in the future? Again, I'm just computing descriptive stats. This is someone who not only was in the queue in the past, requested help in the past, they actually were in an active session in the past. And the last one is someone who helped someone else in the past. So again, these are all just numerical things. I'm going to check something really fast. Let me pause the video. I'm going to do a quick check. Actually, no, I just won't pause. I'm just going to check off screen because I want to check that my this field, so I'm thinking aloud, Q and pass is legitimate. I didn't double count. Let's see, in queue, in pass, is that the one? I'm just off screen a little bit. If you're currently on the queue and not on the queue. Okay, I think it's fine. Okay. Anyways, let's just start with some descriptive sets. I have some notes on paper I want to calculate. Oh, my notes are really messy. Okay, well, let's start with the basics first to see how many people actually how many of these sessions resulted in something good. So I need to go look at my R documentation because I have no clue how to look these things up. I want to do, is it length? R data frame length. I just don't remember anything. This is why these live sessions are amusing because I really don't remember how to do anything. Okay, internet slow. Okay, at least I imported the data. It looks decent. I mean, I think I made the data output from my Python script so that it looks R friendly, kind of. Okay, so can I at least do length data? Can I do that? No. Oh, that was weird. Can I do that? Okay, no, that's just how many fields they're in. Data set off topic. Ugh. N rows. Okay. NA omit. Ooh, I want that. I want NA dot omit. Wait, what the heck? Is that right? Okay, NA omit. Okay, should I just slice by the column? I think I know how to do this. This may not be like the tidyverse way, but let's just do found sessions. Let's just start with the basics. Okay, so that's found sessions. Can I do length of that? Okay. So that's everything, and I want to NA omit it. So can I do this? Control enter? Good. Okay, so I won't ever need to write on the REPL. I'm just going to control enter everything. So I'm going to control enter. Good. So can I do na.omit? Cool. I think that's right. This gets rid of all the NAs. So, so if I do that, it should, there's probably a better way to do this, I know. Oops, what just happened? I'm used to using Vim, so I don't know what's going on here. Okay, that looks good. So this is, you know, breakdown of RPH events, results from RPH. So these are 15% or 16% actually joined a real session. And let's grab, can I say is NA? Yes. Okay, I should be able to filter. Remember there's a filter function somewhere. These RStudio cheat sheets. String, applying functions, dates and times. Ooh, dates and times I'll need. Data import, data transformation, dplyr. Oh, might need that. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is giant. I think I want this. What else do I want? I want Data viz. ggplot2. I want that. Applying functions per. And dates and times. Okay, we do that. Visualization. Dates. Okay, whatever. Let's just see how this goes. I'm just going to have all these handy. You know, I should just open them all at one. All in one. Can I do that? Open start.pdf. Ah, perfect. Ah, no. Whatever. Okay. I am going to consult this. This is the date one. I know this is so enthralling. I wish I could open them all once. I probably can, but the ggplot2 one. And this is the data transformation one with dplyr, which is what I want. Okay, let's try to do everything the dplyr way, because I'm sure there's a way to do it. Okay, so what I want is filter. Oh, cumulative aggregates. Oh, this is cool. So do I do library dplyr? Is that what we do? Can I just do library tidyverse? Okay, I think it has everything. Okay, so now, whoa. Wait, I should just open it in this. The heck? No, maybe not. Okay, whatever. Just forgetting everything's closed so far. Summary combine filter. There's a filter somewhere, I remember. Can I say filter? Oh. Can I say help filter? Oh, yes. Wait, what the heck? dplyr. Ah, yes, the inline help. Okay. Filter data where conditions are true. Okay, I think I want this. I want filter. Okay. So if I filter data where found session name is NA. Is that right? Is NA. Let's see what happens there. Whoa. Found session name. Filter is NA. Ah, here we go. Oh, drop NA? Not equal to NA? No, there's some weird thing with NA. Oh, not is NA. That's what I want, right? Okay, that seems like it works. Okay. This is failed requests. That's what I want. So successful requests is not an A, right? It's found session A. I think that's what we're using the split. Okay. So now if I say length successful requests, what? Oh no, rows? N row? Yes, okay. I can't, I'm so used to VI. fail request. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, Adam 30706. Okay, and row data is 30706. Okay, so I go like this, 15%, and failed request 84%. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so I'm just looking at my informal notes. Okay, so this is breakdown of all RPH of the fates, all RPH events. Okay, so now what I want is, of the failed ones, what happened to them? So I want to break it down by people who are impatient. So, okay, so of failed requests, can I see it? Okay, so what I want on here is that, okay, so all the stuff is NA because my request has failed. I'm not in a session or in a real chat session. What I want is has been idle and seconds on queue. Perfect. So I want to filter fail requests, seconds on queue. Okay, so if you're on the queue for less than 5 minutes, I'm going to say you're impatient. 5-minute boundary for patience. Because the idea is that if you don't even bother to wait for 5 minutes, then, or even bother to wait for a minute or whatever, then, you can't really realistically expect to get help. If you're in a real setting, you probably should wait for a few minutes. So let's see how many people were impatient. Can I do nrow here? Perfect. Okay, so these 15,000 people are not willing to wait for 5 minutes before quitting. How much is nrow fail request? I gotta find this. Again, this whole thing is just finding a bunch of numbers and I'll clean up later. Okay, so 25,892. So out of those, how many people were not even willing to wait for 5 minutes? Again, there's probably a better way to do it. Okay, so 60% bailed before 5 minutes. Is that right? I did some rough back of the envelope calculations earlier and it seemed different, but maybe my analysis changed a bit. Okay. Whatever, it seems 5 minutes. Okay, let's see who didn't even want to wait for 1 minute. Oh, I know why, because it's out of the total. Okay, so out of the failed requests, a third of them didn't even wait 1 minute, and then these didn't wait 5 minutes. I should be able to do some plotting here. These waited 10 minutes, and who waited 30 minutes before leaving? At most 90% of people. I should be able to plot something like a CDF or something. Let me get a pen. Again, I'm just using this to explore my data set. And how about if you've been idle? So I think the argument I want to make, okay, I want to do this out of all of them. Right. So if we break down by the data, these are people who didn't even wait 5 minutes. These are the people who waited 5 minutes. 33%, that's about right. Okay, this is all consistent with my back envelope notes. Now I want to know the people who waited more than 5 minutes and have never been idle. So can I do and? Is idle, has, what is this called? Has been idle for 10 minutes. Ah, crap. Is it? What is it is? Equals true? No. How did I do this? I think think this is right. Is there is true? Ah, there's an is true. Can I do that? Or is that silly? Huh. Oh, I did an end row. I'm silly. Okay. I want this and has been idle for 10 minutes. Wait, this still doesn't work. There's nothing? And? What's the syntax for and? Oh, is there one and? Are you kidding me? Is there? R and conditional. Come on. Shorter form element wise, longer form first element. What? Is true X is false. I think I want is true. Wait, why isn't this finding anything? That's weird. Hold on. I want to do fail requests and I want to say has been idle for 10 minutes. Can I do this? That seems right. Can I do that? I'm just getting myself super confused. Okay. I basically want to know if you've been longer than 5 minutes. Do you have are you idle? Right now I'm really stumped. This column works, I suppose, right? So can I filter this? Now I'm super confused. Okay. R filter by Boolean? Subsetting using another Boolean vector. No, I don't think that's it. Okay, I'm getting stumped about 30 minutes. Okay. Well, this is what these Reels live sessions are for. There's got to be something I'm missing here. So I want, well, first of all, let's just put this to a separate thing. Long waiting, long failures. So that's long failures. Right, okay, so let's look at long failures. It has one of these things. So these should all be longer than 5 minutes, right? Which is 5 times 60, which is 30. Sort? Whoa, yeah. We can sort, okay. That doesn't screw it up, hopefully. Yeah, 300 seconds is 5 minutes. Okay, so these, and I want to know this has been idle. I just want to know if you've been idle or not. That's all I care about. I literally just care about has been idle. Like how many has been idle. I mean, I can just look right here. It just looks like there's, you know, whatever the index is. You know, whatever, but that just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Long failures. End row long failures. Okay, there's 10,000 of them. Okay. And out of those, have you never been idle at all? Filter long failures. Well, let's do a sanity check. Can I at least do this? Yes, okay. That's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, so forth. Okay. But why doesn't has been idle? I hope it's not just a typo. That would suck. Has been idle for 10M. Can I see? That's not found. This is actually found. Can I just do that? Oh, wait. That seemed to work. And can I do that? Oh. I didn't have to do the equals true. Wait, what the heck? I probably have some crazy weird typo. Okay, that seems good. Okay. So this is idle. And has never been, this is idle and longer than 5 minutes. So if I I'm just gonna remember it for all of it. That's 15% or 14%. Yeah, I'm just double checking, and this is never idle. And this should be 19%. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this. This is just, again, just some table stakes here. Okay, can we plot out, now I'm curious, can we plot out the waiting times? Let's do this. Idle failures. You know, I can chop it another way too, because I can chop it by idle first and then seconds, because there's some weird thing where you can be idle even if you're not in the queue that long, because there's some stuff from before. Anyways. Okay. So these are all the idle failures. Failed requests. Non-idle failures. Okay. Last time I was just working purely on the REPLs. This is an improvement. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Idle, non-idle failures, long failures. Okay, that's about right. Let me double check something. 4877. Okay. Okay, so what I want is to actually plot the waiting times. So if I say all failures, seconds on queue, yeah, that's what I want. So this is everybody. This is idle failures. And this is non-idle failures. Can I guess some statistics? Can I guess summary? Ah, awesome. Perfect. Okay. So summary stats of seconds on queue. Good. So these are good descriptive stats. Okay, so let's clear this. Okay, let's interpret it. Of all failed requests, the mean skews. So median waiting time is 158 seconds. That's 3 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Okay, so that's all fail requests. You leave after that. Okay. Of the idle ones, the median time's a lot longer, obviously, because you probably have to wait a lot longer, about 34 minutes. And of the non-idle ones, the median is 88 seconds, which is shorter. That makes sense, about 1 minute. So what's the mean? So these are our active sessions that failed, about 5 minutes. Okay, let's go on the other end of successful requests. Okay, so let's do successful requests. I want to look at the time since someone joined. Seconds until first active joiner. Here we go. So this is the flip side. This is how long I have to wait until someone joins. This is cool. Okay, so this is useful data. I should plot this out. So the median waiting time until someone joins a real session is about 2.5 minutes. The mean time is a little bigger. About 6-7 minutes. Okay. Wow, the max is huge. Yeah, that's a long time. It's like 3 hours. That's some weirdness in the data. Maybe they waited and they came back or something. Okay, can I do a histogram? Is that even gonna do anything? I'm just gonna try it. Okay, well, that makes sense because most of them are little and most of them are going to be pretty small. Let's say non-idle. Let's see how this histogram looks. There's probably better histograms, but let's try this one. Yeah, I mean, it's all going to be squashed in the middle. Is there a log transform? That work? Hey, there we go. That's cool. There's a log transform. It looks kind of normal. It looks kind of log normal, right? That's the point, right? A lot of these are log normals. Yeah, this is cool. It's like a log normal distribution. Logarithm is normal. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Okay, what do I want now? Okay, that's some good baseline. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I want some statistics for trying to look at all the graphs I want. I should do another video with graphs later too. But I'm just doing descriptive stats for now, which I'm pretty happy with. Okay, what else can we do with fail request? We can see if it's idle. We can see if the seconds on queue. And that's pretty much it. So maybe we have like a probability of being helped. Oh, this is a cool thing to plot out. So like, combine both. It's like probability. Okay, if you don't go idle, what's the probability that you get helped, assuming you wait for at least n seconds? Right, does that make sense? If you don't go idle, because if you go idle, all bets are off. That's a cool question, right? Because that I can use successful request seconds on queue and the failed request, successful request seconds till first joiner. So it's like, you know, I want to plot how many seconds it takes for someone to join or how long it takes for you to quit, assuming you're not idle. So it's like we're comparing two distributions. So I'm going to make this as a note for later to think about because it's a little bit more complicated, but let's make it as a note. If you go idle, then all bets are off. Okay, so let's go to the successful sessions. Yes. Okay, so successful sessions. This is the summary of how long until someone joins. Okay, let's just go down the list here. Number of joiners, lurkers, and all this stuff. Okay, so it's just a distribution of num active joiners. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty small, right? The active is pretty small. Can I histogram it? It's probably not the best histogram function. Oh, that's decent. It's actually a pretty good bucket. So it's 1, 2, I guess, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's very few, which is fine. Now let's do lurkers. That's more interesting because there's hopefully more. Oh, it's not that many. 2 to 3. So I want to plot these over each other. Yeah, so this is kind of cool. Plot these over each other if possible. Again, this is just me tweaking plots, which I'm not that fascinating. I probably won't use hist. I'll probably use some other plot, but I just want to get the general sketch right. So I want active joiners, lurkers, active joiners, lurkers. Yeah, I want both of these on the same plot, ideally. Cool, because there's more lurkers than joiners, which is nice. I mean, lurkers are fine because they're just watching. I mean, they don't have to all join. They don't all have to chat. Okay, active lurkers. Is lurking a bad word? Or negative word? Yeah, it says on Google definitions, wherever that's from, lurker is a noun, a person who lurks. Very helpful. A person who lurks, in particular, a user of an internet message board or chat room who does not participate. That's exactly the definition. Okay, doesn't sound negative. Okay, lurkers. Okay, so now I want these things. Active joiners in queue, past, future, got help, legit help. Because I want to... Yeah, I want to know how many... Okay. Active joiners currently in queue. Let's just barrel through these. Active joiners past in future. Tab completion is dying. Whoops. Who got helped and who helped others. So this is all statistics about people who joined, legit helped others in the past. Whoops. Yeah, so if you see these, there are they're usually pretty low, right? Which makes sense because these histograms don't even make sense, but okay, anyways. Currently in queue, in past and future, helped others, legit helped in others and past. Currently, past, future, got helped others. Currently, in past, in future, got helped, legit helped at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's everything I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just make sure I have everything. Okay, so what I want is again, is there a count function? I feel like I just want to count stuff. Dates, ggplot. Cumulative is good. Dplyr when, na if else. Replace row names. Counts. Oh. N. Summarize. Oh, that's cool. Count N. Oh, what is N? Maybe this is what I want. Function to not be called directly? Okay. Okay. Oh, can only be used from within mutate. Okay. Ooh. whatever. Okay, that's not for me. So it's not for me. It seems kind of silly to just do a filter and then an end rows, because I feel like I should just count how many have this property. Whatever. Okay, so I want to say this is greater than 0. Right? Okay, so out of all successful requests, see again, like I feel like there should be an easier way to do that, like in R. I just have a sense. So how do I do count number of matches R filter? Ah, perfect. Google skills. Sum my data. Which, gosh, some n row. Look at that, n row length sum. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, all this data typing stuff. Okay. That's what people said. Somebody said that on Stack Overflow. Okay, everyone just says n rows, so forget it. I'll just do n rows. Okay. This is number of joiners in queue is 0. So about 5% of all successful requests have someone join who is themselves on the queue. That's pretty cool. Can I do more than 1? This is like nothing, right? Yeah. More than 2? It's like nothing. I just sanity check. Okay. Okay. So I want to do this for everything else. I want to do active and pass. I want to do in queue and future. Very enthralling. Once I figure this out, I can just copy pasta. Got helped. Helped others. I'm going to explain what these all mean. Okay, so the denominator here is all out of the number of successful sessions. So let's clear this. Let's get all the numbers out. So 4% of people who were, 4% of successful sessions had a helper who's currently on the queue, which is kind of cool, which means that they are themselves on the queue and they choose to help out. Okay. The second one is 26% of people who joined a successful session were themselves asking for help in the past, which is cool. 27% who joined a session to help will ask for help in the future. So it's like they are actively participating at the moment, and they're going to be, maybe that inspired them to help out in the future. I guess I could do another entry. I said much to do. Maybe have an extra column for only in future, but not in past. In other words, helping someone was their first exposure to Python Tutor. Then they asked for help. I'm going to word this better, but I just got an idea for another column. What did I just do? Anyways, well, the beauty of analyzing and playing with data is that you're going to come up with new questions. We're about at almost an hour, 49 minutes. It's like a class period. Okay, that's future, right? Okay, and this is somebody who got helped in the past, 7%. So what this means is 26% was they requested help and they joined the queue in the past. 7% actually got helped in the past. So it's smaller than 26, which is fine. And these are people who helped others in the past. Whoa. What, really? That's a lot. That's a big number. Whoa, really? That's not that surprising, I guess. 64%, really? I guess it's not surprising. That just means these are repeat helpers. These are people who helped more than once, which kind of makes sense because there are people who probably help, you're probably not just using it once, you probably are repeat users. That's actually an interesting thing too. So this is to do, find out how many people, how many help sessions each individual person participated in and plot. That way we can see whether there are any super helpers who helped out a lot. Yeah, that's believable because, yeah, I mean, you would expect people to not just help once and just leave, maybe to actually do it multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to plot some more stuff. I think that's mostly the descriptive statistics for this. I'm going to come back after a break to do more, but I'm pretty happy with this initial set. I'm going to come back and run some more data. Okay, I'm going to end this video here about 50 minutes, about one class session.